Run the ones. Let's see what your bag's really like.
I got the juice, I play for hours. Coldest thing running, unlimited power. Doing my thing.
Welcome back to the break between games, the one-on-one tournament with Unrivaled. That was fun. I really did enjoy watching that. I'm not happy that my bracket is 7 for 11 right now. My friend, his is 8 for 11 right now, and some of y'all are 11 for 11. It's crazy, but maybe it's me. Maybe I just don't know him as well as I thought I did. But it's been a fun watch either way. I've loved seeing the intensity. Everybody's got this serious face when they lock in, even though they start off smiling, except for Lee. Like, Lee's like, hooping and backing up and doing hook shots, and she's just smiling. It's great. See, I just love her. She's precious. This first round gave me a lot of, oh, I didn't know you were like that, or wow, how did that happen? We only had two or three games that were just like quick cutting to the point. We all knew Kelsey was gonna pretty much tear up Rachel, and she got a 3 off, and that's all it looks like she was gonna do. I don't think she was gonna try to take it to the rack. She was just gonna try to shoot her way into victory, but I'm assuming we all knew that she wasn't gonna escape that. The one that shocked me, which was the worst BTA of the whole thing, was Veronica Burton versus Courtney Williams. And I've been saying in past videos and on posts that she's been growing on me a lot more in Unrivaled just because of her defense and things like that. But the funny part about it is she didn't have to play defense in this game because she was just cooking, just straight boom. She did Courtney similar to how Kelsey did Rachel. She's just taking her to the basket most of the time, and that seems to be the recipe for getting their match over with quick. Is if they have somebody they could just go, they didn't have to get into their bag, they just keep going, because that's what happened to another one, which is the third one that I couldn't think about right away, which was Arike versus Brittany Sykes. And I kind of knew, I think, let me look, because I'm looking at my thing right now. No, I don't know why I for some reason thought that Brittany was going to make it. Because in my head, I'm thinking, she's got the size on her and everything like that, but maybe I thought she was going to be inconsistent or something like that. So I fooled myself. I played the fool. But those were over pretty quick. They could have been skunks, but there could have been 3 skunks, but you only had some people making shots, so it kind of took that away. The next ones that look like blowouts from a number standpoint, if you didn't watch the games, were the Paige Beckers one against Kate Martin, and then the Jackie Young versus Isaiah James. Those were good. Those were not as close as you think, or excuse me, those weren't as separate as you thought they were. Those were closer than you thought it was, because Kate kind of went on a small little burner and shows that she belongs here and she has a pro game. I mean, they all belong here. Let's not make it that. But she has a little self-creation to her, and playing against a Paige who is not a slouch defensively either. I like to see in that. But Isaiah is going to be fine. Not only in Unrivaled going forward, depending on what we do in the future, and the W as well. Like I always say, I watched a lot of Sanaya growing myself in the scouting area before I kind of stopped doing that, and I was watching Sanaya a lot, but that means I also watched a lot of her as well. And Zaza has it. She's got the length. I think some people are starting to figure that out. And she can defend too. She's not Sanaya levels as far as the potential, but the potential is there for her to be a solid defender though. But the difference is she has the offensive bag to make it work. She just had to go against Jackie. Had she gone against some other people, I think she'd be moving to the second round. Like if I had to make a list, I know there's some that she could beat to the second round in her pod. But she just had to go against Captain Jack, so it is what it is, even though there was like a blood stoppage and everything, which is crazy. I liked watching Chelsea Gray versus Tasha Cloud because it felt like ethical hoops. You watch a lot of players, both men and women's side, where there's a lot of hooking and push-offs and this, that, and the third. There was, but it was like subtle. It wasn't like you can tell, like I know Marina's, you can see her stiff arm coming from a mile away. But with theirs, it's like, hit you with the 1, 2, 3, whatever, and then pull, especially Chelsea Gray. She just seems so unstoppable sometimes, and her shot is one of those ones that it looks strange to me because it's not like the usual. Like, I grew up watching, and my dad making me watch and be taught by videos of JJ Redick. So, you know, the perfect jump shot, the goose, you know, and just everything, the follow through, and it's just straight up and down, but smooth or whatever, whereas hers kind of a little different. That's why I always talk about like tips, form, and some others. But either way, I like that. They're going to have some aces on aces crime in the next round. But it looks like the Ace Collective has said this is going to be more like a practice than anything else. So we can't cheer one way or the other, for that one. So that was kind of been funny to look at, which puts wing on wing crime then at that point on the next round with Paige and Enrique. So you're gonna have to have two teammate duos go at it and see who makes it to the next round. And then Miss Gray, the other Gray, Liz, she had a bye, so she moves on. Same with Sanaya. So we'll see them two are going against each other in the next round. Marina versus Sonya was a good one. It wasn't as, I don't know, some people were kind of surprised. I was kind of a little bit surprised that Marina didn't go on a heater, because I thought that was really the only way she was going to make it farther, and I thought she was going to do that, which is why I had her going pretty far. I had her going to the semifinals, just because I thought she was going to go on a heater. But I knew that if she didn't, in the back of my head, that she had the chance of not necessarily getting cooked, but people can go at her. Like I've said before with Chelsea Gray, sometimes you can go at her and at them and get your points that way. Just so happened that Sonya was ready to go and in her bag a little bit. So she'll be going against Ray, who beat Ryan, which I was not expecting either. I thought Ryan was coming out of this one because of just, what she has in her game. But like I've said in another video, I said Ray, she's one of the three people that I watch in Unrivaled, and I say they have the package, they have the build, they have the length, they have the quickness, but they just didn't have the finishing, because she has the moves that you need to have to go and break somebody down one-on-one. Like, I feel like she should be better than she is and has been in the league so far. So hopefully, maybe after this year and we go into the league or to the W this upcoming season, she takes that step, because we've seen the Unrivaled bump already. So maybe there'll be more of an Unrivaled bump this time. So it's not shocking, but I was planning on, like with my bracket, I thought that Ryan was going to make it farther than Ray, but good luck to her against So-So, as apparently. I didn't know that was her nickname. Everybody's been calling her Sony, but we knew Brianna was going to beat Lee, so that one was moving on. So she'll be going against AB in the next round, which should be a really good one. It won't be an easy matchup for either person. De'Erica and Shakira, basically similar players in how they play. When those first couple of shots went, I was like, ooh, De'Erica might be in trouble, because Shakira's been on her for a while now, just blocking her shots. Like, she's been there on this past games that they've played. She's been right there every time she's ready to make that hook or that layup. She's meeting her, like, the ball just boom, like, no thank you. Like, I was like, I know your game, big dog, like, I'm taking you out. But it was a good one. Interested to see how she does against Aaliyah. We got some Mystic on Mystic, or former Mystic on Mystic crime there, as Aaliyah beat Dom. She looked like she wanted to go take her more into the post and give her more body. She knocked her on the floor twice, actually. But you can just see with a lot of players, sometimes they just started settling for jump shots. Because again, you only have 7 seconds, so there's only so much you can get to right away without being tired. And I've been saying this on Twitter, or Threads all morning, is that, as somebody who's played basketball, at least at not in college, but against collegiate players, against that level of players, it's very hard to consistently get something off against somebody that's at a higher level. And so it's going to be tiring, and one-on-one is such a different monster. And when you go by 3 dribbles or 7 seconds or whatever have you, you pretty much just got to get to it. And so that's going to take a burst of energy unless you know where your spots are. And that's going to be the problem with a lot of these girls is going to be not knowing their spots or not having a go-to move. I was also saying how I need to see more people get to the mid-range, because with the mid-range, you don't have to give up and take a three and just, do step back, whatever, like, dribble move, sidestep pull, or dribble move, step back pull, either sideways. Like you could 1, 2, 3 going down into not necessarily the paint, but to the elbows, or, past the 3-point line, and pull up, or there's a lot more combos you can have when it comes to mid-range game without exerting too much energy. And you might not even have to necessarily create space or do anything like that until you get to the mid-range. You could just walk them down, especially if they're bigger, but keep the player in between you and the ball, and get to your spot, and then get to your spot, like walk them down a little bit. And now when they start to see that, they're going to probably press you from the half court and like be up under you, especially if you're going against a decent defender. But I don't know, it'll be interesting to see what this next few rounds look like versus like just trying to get it over with. I want to see more bag work versus just post up, drive for a layup, or up and under, or pump fake, or step back three. See who really has the deep bag. But yeah, with Shakira and Aaliyah, I have Aaliyah going farther, and then I have Bree Stu going farther. But I can't sit here and say I'm going to be surprised if one of those, loses. I don't have like a clear-cut winner there. Again, going back to Sonya and Ray, there's no telling. If Ray's inconsistencies show, then Sonya's going to get her, because Sonya's actually consistent enough, I think, to beat her. But there's going to be no shocks there. The shock here will be Lish losing to Sanaya, but she's had more people in her head now, and I think she's going to grow with the little bit of time she has left in the season and working with the Vinyl team. So we'll see what she does, but that will be the shocker for me. But the defense there might be enough for her, and if she can get her off the dribble a couple of times, we might be cooking. Again, the ace battle, the wing battle, that's going to be a toss-up to an extent. And then I would be shocked if Kelsey Plum lost to High Demand, Tish is obviously one of my favorite players because she's on my links. She's another one of those ones I put in the Ray category where she can mix it up. But if she doesn't finish, then she's going to have a long game. So this one has the potential to be over with very quickly. And then you have Veronica versus Kelsey. That could go either way because they're both solid girls. Kelsey's probably a tick faster than Veronica, but Veronica's good on defense. So I think this is going to be the match that I look forward the most out of the guard matchups. No, I can't say that. No, I won't say that. That is right up there with, I think, everything I'm looking forward to except for Kelsey versus Tish, because I just think that one's going to be a wash. But I think once we get past that and the Sanaya matchup potentially, mind y'all, Sanaya is like one of my top 3 favorite players in the league right now. I think everything else is going to be pretty close. I'll be shocked if any of these are like blowouts, like more than 5 points. So the games are going to start on Friday, and we'll just be back here watching all of them again. Hopefully I have some time to sit down and enjoy some of them because the work gets in the way, But I can't wait. They got a little bit of a break, and then we'll get to catch the rest of them on Saturday as well, which will be the semifinals and the finals, and see who's going to be crowned our victor. But if you like what you see, you like what you hear, you're coming from somewhere else, go tell a friend, like, subscribe, do all the things, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.